Cisco Systems says it's probably just had its strongest quarter ever. The tech firm, one of those companies that is a barometer for U.S. business, says it earned $2.2 billion in the 3 months to May. That's up 63% from the same period last year. Both sales and profits beat market expectations, and Cisco says it's seeing growth right around the world for the first time since the global financial crisis. Well, I'm joined now from San Jose, California, by John Chambers, who is, of course, the chief executive of Cisco. John, this was a very good result. Is this the end of the recession as far as Cisco is concerned?
Well, Charles, it was interesting. A year ago, we said, in our opinion, the market had bottomed as far as Cisco was concerned, and we projected a very good increase. People questioned our ability to grow at 12 to 17%, and yet over the last year, we've moved from a low of 8.2 billion up to the current 10.4 billion, and projected next quarter with 25 to 28% growth. So our opinion, the bottom was almost a year ago. We've seen 4 very good quarters, balanced around the world, getting stronger each quarter, and this quarter was unusually well balanced. Didn't matter if you were in Europe, U.S., Asia, Latin America. It was very strong everywhere in the world. So yes, I think we've clearly turned the corner, and I think as we projected a year ago, it's been very, very good growth for Cisco and the technology industry as a whole.
Do you see that growth will continue with this kind of strong upward trend even as the economy sputters? Do you see the kind of infrastructure investment, IT infrastructure investment that benefits you continuing?
Well, what was exciting, Charles, is that it was very strong in every category, so my answer would be yes. You look at it in the enterprise business, it was growing at 27% on a global basis. Service providers growing at 30%. The consumer on fire at 55% growth. Small business growing at 40% growth. And this was true in almost every key geography. We also came with a whole new line of products, from routers to switches to the home marketplace, and each one of those are achieving extremely strong growth, often in terms of sequential growth from last quarter to this quarter in 300-400% type of range. Our movement into new areas like the data centers on fire, so we're doing very, very well. We'll be affected by economic bumps, of course, but what we did well is we turned our aircraft carrier into the wind a year ago. We launched our acquisition strategies, our new product strategies. Everything is at the high end of our expectations. So I'm very optimistic about the future.
Most important developments in technology. Sorry to butt in here, but I want to discuss this with you, John. 3D.
Sure.
I mean, that has been hugely important. We've seen movies like Avatar. We've got Sony, as we were hearing earlier in the program, talking very much in terms of 3D television being the next big thing. Presumably, that is incredibly good news for you, because 3D means more data means more need for infrastructure.
Absolutely. Where today the majority of our loads on the networks are data or voice, video will probably move to being 90% of the loads on the networks in the next 3 to 5 years. We're working with the sports teams in terms of 3D capability, professional sports here in the U.S. and around the world. We're also working with the filmmakers about how do you bring this into the home. It's going to load networks in a very exciting way. The key takeaway is there are 3 growth areas that are really driving this very aggressively: video, collaboration, and virtualization of the data center. We're in a sweet spot in all 3, and we're doing very well in all 3 at the present time, Charles.
Okay, John Chambers joining us there live from San Jose, California, after what you've described as your strongest quarter ever for Cisco. Many thanks.